This is my 1994 Toyota Supra, aka the car that Paul Walker once used to beat that pretentious guy in a Ferrari.
More than you can afford, pal. Ferrari.
Now, recently, I just swapped out all the boring twin turbo bits for a shiny new single 6466 turbo from TurboSmart. But that was just the beginning in our journey towards more power. So today, we're going to be taking one more step in that journey to make big power with the Supra. Welcome to Boostin' Friends. Today, we are going to be installing a battery relocation kit from Powerhouse Racing. Now, most people will see a battery relocation kit and think, who cares? It's just a battery. But for a Toyota Supra and for me, moving this one piece completely changes what's possible. So today, I'm going to show you how this kit is more important than it seems and how it sets up the future potential for this car moving forward. Okay, let's go over what's in this kit real quick, and then we can talk about why I'm doing it. So this kit comes with basically everything you need to relocate the battery, which includes a battery box. Nice. The battery box and the lid for the battery box do come in a couple different finishes. I went with matte black, and I'll show you why in just a minute. It comes with all of the wiring that you need. All of the terminal ends are already on some of them. It comes with a fuse block, which is important. And then it comes with all the tie downs and everything that you need. And the reason that I went with the flat black box is because it comes with this. Let me manually zoom out. This is a new trunk floor. That way the hole is cut into it and the battery will sit in there nice, and then it'll all look nice, pretty and clean once it's installed. Okay, now the big question, why, right? Why a battery relocation kit? Well, a few reasons. Getting that big bulky battery out from the engine bay just makes it look a little bit cleaner, a little bit nicer. Also, whenever you see those Supras with the cool looking intake manifolds that kind of come out at an angle, the intercooler piping for those go right where the battery is. And it's totally unnecessary for me to have one of those intake manifolds right now, but in the future, when I'm a cool Supra, hopefully I can get one of those. It also moves some of the weight to the rear of the car, which helps with, you know, weight, where the weight is, weight things. And finally, one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to do it is having the battery in the trunk is going to make life a little bit easier when I go to upgrade the fuel system. Not that it's a really big deal, but having the battery right next to where all the fuel wiring is just makes your life a little bit easier whenever you're doing the fuel upgrade, which is coming. So it's better to knock this out now and get it out of the way. Let's get right into the install. Powerhouse Racing does have a really good installation write-up on their website that you can check out. I will put a link to both this kit and those instructions in the description below, so you guys can check that out. But in true me fashion, I read through the instructions like a month ago and pretty sure I got it. So see how it goes. I think I'm going to use the floor, put the floor in, put the box in there, and then use that to position the box. That way it's exactly where it will sit inside that floor. Spring-loaded punch. That gave me my 2 spots where I need to drill my hole. This kit comes with bolts and nuts so that you can feed a bolt and then go underneath the car and put the nut on it. But I'm going to use one of my favorite things that I've found recently. I know I'm probably a little bit behind, but a riv nut. A riv nut is basically like a rivet, except it's threaded on the inside. which means you put this in through the hole and then it clamps itself around the hole and it makes whatever hole you were working on, turns it into a threaded hole. So I'm going to be using this instead of having to go underneath the car. That way these are just in there. I don't have to go underneath the car if I ever want to take the battery box out. Everything will be nice and simple to take in and out. And there we go. 2 holes that are now threaded. Okay, so one other thing here is that the floor of the trunk isn't exactly flat. It's got these raised spots and these lowered spots. However, I have these little nylon spacers that I have left over from when I did the fog lights on the Focus. So with those sitting on there, the box sits just about perfect. So I'm going to be using these so that the box doesn't rock back and forth and I don't deform the floor. Solid. Last night we did end up getting the vent tube done, so that runs around the battery, drilled a small hole, and it just vents out the bottom of the car there. I also did pick up a different battery. In the instructions, Powerhouse Racing recommends a Group 26 size battery, which does fit inside this box. I took some measurements of my own, and I ended up going with a 58R. So I'm gonna get it in the box, and then tied down so that it's in its final location, and then I can start running all the wires. So as you can see, the terminal, where the terminal came in through the hole, is very, very close. There's not much room here at all. If this was a regular 58 without the R, this terminal would be back here, which would give you a little bit more room to get out of this hole. But because this is a 58R and this is so close, the battery did sit down just a little bit lower and these holes weren't lined up. So I have a spacer underneath the battery that makes the battery kind of sit perfectly in line with this hole right here. So it comes out nice and clean. Like it's a super short run. Gives me plenty of cable on the outside to be able to kind of ground this wherever I want, which is nice. So now I just got to do the same on the positive side. Wire brush. Clean up some of this paint. Okay, now it's time to mount the fuse block holder. I am going to mount it right around here, and then that way the power wire can run straight up to the front. Solid. All right, now time for running the power cable from the original battery location all the way back to where the new battery is. Okay, so power cable is now run. There is a, probably not gonna be able to see it, but that down in there, there's a hole that goes down into the fender, and then it runs through the firewall and into the interior, and it runs along here, tucked up against there, and it comes to here. So this is the power wire that runs from the back. This is the starter wire, or the alternator wire, the power wire, and then these two will go together. And then there was originally a wire that ran right from the battery to the post on the bottom of the fuse box. Both of these two wires now go together and get bolted directly to that post. This one here needs to be bent just a little bit in order to get them both to like tuck up underneath there. These two will get bolted to that post, and then it runs all the way along the side through here, through this right here, and then it comes down along. It comes down along here, gets tucked next to the rear seat, and then it pokes out right here, and then this is the fuse block. So this just needs to get cut to length right here. Then I have to connect it to the fuse block on this side. We should be able to put the fuse in, and then it should be ready to go. Gave me almost the perfect amount. We're done. Let's see if it starts. All right, guys, there we go. I gotta say, this thing looks sick with the new carpet in the box, the matte black. Everything looks awesome, all installed. But remember, this is just the first rung in the ladder that's gonna take us to more power. And also, we have a ton of parts for the Evo here already, and more arriving this week. So we're getting started on that very soon. So if you wanna see more, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
I just wanna see you dance.